Hi guys, this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing things a little bit different. As you can tell, it is my June plan with me. So this is the journal I'm using. It is a paper blank notebook from Indigo and it is a dot grid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys instead of doing a voiceover while I am drawing out my June plan with me. And the parts where I do not talk, I'll just kind of continue drawing and writing, and we'll fast forward through those parts so this video isn't like 2 hours long. So we're going to see how it goes. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is I'll kind of explain what I'm doing on each of the spreads, and then we will just kind of flip through the rest, and I will fast forward through those parts. So first, what I'd like to do is blend. So I'm going to do my cover page. So this is June, and my theme is kites. And I've never really seen this done. I haven't really looked on Pinterest or Instagram or YouTube or anywhere like that to see if anyone has done this before. But I am going to do my take on it without looking at anyone else's spreads and go from there. So now, as you'll recall, last month I have seriously gone overboard. So I know I said I couldn't do anything simple, which is true because I really liked color. I love doing all of the things. So that's just kind of how I roll, and I don't think I can change it. But I really did want to simplify things. I wanted to use fewer pens. I wanted to make my spreads a little bit easier to work with this month, because I find that when I'm going through my trackers and going through my doodle a day page, it just seems to be hard to keep track of everything when it's not as simplified. So this is the plan. So as you can see, this quote, all it's going to say is fly high, and it is kind of going with the kite theme. So this is also going to be something that you'll notice going forward. I'm not going to be showing my face, if that makes sense. I've watched so many planning videos where you just see somebody's hands, and I like it. Sometimes it's different. It's just a different process. It's a different type of video, but I do enough makeup videos where you guys see my face all the time. So let's just switch it up. Let's switch it up and have fun with it. So I did the fly part of it here, and as I am using my Tombow, so I'll show you the colors and stuff that I will be using. So for the word fly, I'm using 925 and 055. So it's this bright yellow and bright orange. And then for the word high, I'm going to be blending my blue 535 and my green 173. So all I do is I use this little blending card here from Tombow, and I put the darker color down on the plastic blending card, and I pick the color up. I'll just show you right here. I pick the color up with my lighter color. So in this case, it's going to be the green. I pick some of that color up, and I start my lettering piece here. So this one's going to look really cool because green and blue always look fantastic together. Then I will just touch up a little bit here and maybe add some more blue on here as well. So I've picked some really cool colors for this month. I really want to stick with the colors. So basically the colors I showed you, this green, orange, yellow, and blue, but I also have my Mildliners out. So these are the colors I chose for my Mildliners. So it's like this really one from the bright package. It's the red, and I believe like this kind of green color. Then this bright yellow, this orange, and lastly this blue color here. So we will use those, and usually I like to use my Mildliners for highlighting my dailies when I do them, or also for just making like decorative lines and stuff, but also for my trackers. Sometimes I like using them. I found that I've been using my Tombows a lot for that, and just want to switch up my pens for a change because I haven't really been doing much of that. So I really like the way this looks, except for maybe that, but we're just going to leave it for now. And then I am going to outline everything with this Pigma Micron 05. So it is a 0.45 millimeter felt tip pen. And I'm going to draw out my kites. Whoops. So this one I'm actually going to draw the flight path as opposed to the actual like kite string. And then the fun part about kites is that you can really have fun with the decoration bit. And you will see I've drawn a few different variations of actual kites, but I'm mostly just going to change the patterns on them as opposed to changing like the actual like different shapes of kites, because I think there's only so many kites that you can have, and I don't need to go crazy with tons of different shapes. I just want to go crazy with the colors. So we're going to start with green, and I am using my Tombows for this one. I'm going to use yellow. And again, like I said, we're going to keep it fairly simple. I don't need to go crazy here. And I really want some like awesome bright summer colors. So I think this looks amazing. And now what we'll do, there are some parts here where I'm just going to show this part here because I'm talking to you guys. There's all pencil marks in here because I did kind of pre-draw my patterns before I decided to go ahead and draw them in permanent ink for you guys, but I'm just going to erase as I go this time. I know last time I think I erased at the end and then I did a final flip through. I'll do this as I go, but I will kind of delete those parts of each spread after this one, just because we're talking about it right now. Okay, going forward, I think this, usually I would do black here, but I'm totally going to use my blue Tombow because I just love this color. We're going into the monthly spread, and this is a monthly grid calendar. So the boxes are 5 by 5, and I decided to kind of leave some space in between each box just to kind of give it that feeling like it's up in the air with the kites. And I am going to add these two pens in. So these are my Staedtler Tri Plus fine liners, and I have done a video on my fine liner collection, so if you'd like to see that, I'll link that for you. And I am going to do a little bit of faux calligraphy here because sometimes I like the way that looks. So I'm going to start with the goals over here. And I'll show you what I mean by faux calligraphy. So I've written the word goals, and now I'm just going to go back everywhere where there would be a downstroke. I add an additional line. So, and I generally add it to the right hand side unless I don't have any room. So just like that. And I'm actually going to leave it open like that because I really like the way that looks. And then on this side for the word June, I'm going to kind of keep with the blue theme. And I'm going to do the same thing with this June here, just like so. And I was kind of playing with the idea of having the boxes in a color, but then I decided to just go with my black. And funny enough, I will not be using a ruler. Usually I'm crazy about using my ruler for these boxes, but we're going to just freehand it this time. It's going to be very flowy and free and not all of these rigid lines like last time. We are going to use the blue marker just to outline each of those days with a little box. And then we're also going to use the blue marker to fill in the days of each individual box here. So as you know, if you did watch my previous bullet journal videos, I do like to start my week off with Sunday. It makes the most sense to me because that's how it's always been done on any regulated official calendar. And usually Sunday you are preparing for the week, you're getting your grocery shopping done for the week, and that is how I do it. I know there are some people out there who like a Monday to Sunday, and that is fine too. If you are following along or if you're doing something similar, just be aware that your Monday will start at the beginning, so you're going to have to shift your numbers over, and also your days of the week, and just make sure it flows for you and for your purposes. So there are only 30 days in June, so that looks really, really good. And I was kind of thinking of possibly outlining the boxes and giving them a drop shadow, but I haven't decided yet, so let's play that by ear. So for the goals, I am going to use my same blue marker, and I just like to draw little boxes here just to show that instead of outlining the whole goals area, I just want to be able to add my notes as I go. So last month I did call my goals my monthly intentions. So it's just things that I want to get accomplished for this month. And it worked really, really well. There are some things I'll be carrying over, but I am planning on showing you guys how I use my planner system as well. So my happy planner. And when I do that next week, we are just going to, I want to show you how I use my bullet journal kind of in conjunction with that. And it should be different because I've never actually I've done my monthly plan with me's. This isn't exactly new, although you'll notice that my filming system is better because you can actually see my whole book now, which before you couldn't. So I really like that. I did get a new device to hold my camera for myself, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, so this little YouTube box here, this is just my YouTube growth tracker. I am going to add a blue drop shadow here, and usually I color in this box, but I'm actually just going to add a drop shadow to the YouTube decoration box there. And then I'll just use my black marker. I'm not even going to add the words growth tracker because I already know what it stands for. So June 1st to June 30th, and then I just track how many followers and subscribers that I currently have. And now we're going to go in and add some more kites and decorate this spread. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is actually add drop shadows, but black ones to each of the boxes. So it'll kind of cover up the blue kite here on the side. And I just have to be careful not to smear the ink. Okay, so next, moving on, this is my calendar and YouTube calendar. So this is just like my list calendar as opposed to my grid calendar. So this one I like to use for bills, and this one I really like to use for events. So again, now this one I will use my ruler to just kind of draw the straight line right down the center of the page here. And it will be a black line just for convention's sake. And again, I'm going to keep with the faux calligraphy theme because I really have been liking that. So this side is just going to be called calendar, very simple. I'm not going to be giving different names for each of the sides, which I did last time. And this one will do an orange, and this is going to be YouTube. Because I do like to write in this calendar in black, so I'm actually going to stick with the same colors for each page. And we're going to start with 1, which ends up being a Saturday. And I'm just going to write on either side of this black line all the way down to the bottom into the 30th of June. Okay, and now that that's done, we will be decorating the page just a little bit with, of course, you guessed it, more kites. So I decided to just keep with the 4 basic colors for that kite decoration down at the bottom. Okay, so moving on, this is my dream log. So it's actually very, very simplistic. It is just an open page where I can write all of my dreams, and I've just got a couple of kites in each of the corners. So I'm just going to use the other end of my Tom dual, and this is the 925. So again, some faux calligraphy. And then we're going to go into each of these little kites and just outline them with my Pigma Micron here. And these are very easy doodles here. Okay, so for now, each of these little kites, again, as per usual, we're just going to color them in and give them some color and doodles. And this one I totally did polka dots. Generally, I don't have any polka dotted kites, but you never know. Okay, so now this is the Doodle a Day spread, and I just kind of want to flip back because I know I don't really go through any previous spreads, but I just kind of want to show you what this one looks like. So again, we're not quite done, but this is what I've come up with, and I basically picked a different flower, and it's just kind of random. I just went through like a website and I came across a list that was in alphabetical order, and I just found all of these flowers, and I found them on the web, and then I drew them. So I thought that was an awesome idea, and I actually first saw that by Cindy, I think her name is Cindy Guntart Baldo. Anyway, I can link a video for you or her channel right now for you, just so you guys can check her out as well. She's really, really cool, and I love how she plans. Just be careful because she does drop a lot of F-bombs, but it's kind of, I don't know if you can say this, it's actually kind of cool. I really like listening to her because she has kind of a soothing voice, and I just like watching her plan. But anyway, so one thing that I am going to drop, and again, it's another thing that I kind of picked up from her, where she was lettering some new words like every week. So kind of like this. I am going to drop it because I'm just getting bored with it and it's not working for me anymore. So I'm just going to switch it up. But I am keeping this because I really, really like this. And as for this month, honestly, I was like, how many different kites can I draw for the entire month? And I decided that not necessarily instead of kites, but what I'm going to do is actually do a flying object. So, for instance, like there could be, you know, a paper airplane, it could be an actual plane, like different types of birds, kites, clouds even, anything that flies. So I thought that was very fitting for this kind of theme. So I'm going to leave this completely blank. There will be no decoration on it, but I am just drawing an outline of the page just so I have a guide to go by when I do my doodles here. And it looks super, super cool. I really enjoy this page. And that is it for my doodle a day. Okay, so now moving on, this is going to be my habit tracker and my mood tracker. And now I have completely changed these 2 pages because normally for my habit tracker, I usually do individual trackers, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Going back to the beginning of this month, wow, I've done a lot of pages here. Going all the way back. So just right here, so here's my mood tracker and here's my habit tracker. And I really like this, but I need to change it up. I'm getting bored, and I get bored really, really fast. So we're doing a grid style, which is completely different. I mean, I think I've done this a couple of times. It was a really long time ago. But how I'm kind of making it more interesting is instead of writing out the words, I'm actually putting tiny little icons, which I think is just so cute. So let's get started, and I'm just going to go ahead and stop talking and we will fast forward through this a little bit. Getting into this, I haven't erased it yet, but I think I messed up on this icon because now I don't remember what they are. So this is reading, this is drawing, this is Instagram, this is cleaning, this is checking the mail, this is checking my inbox for my email, this is YouTube, this one is filming, this is iMovie, so kind of standing for editing, this is water, and now these two I completely forgot. That sounds so silly. And this is watering my plants. So I will have to go back and figure out what these are, but that is the tricky part. If you use icons, you kind of have to you need to make icons that are recognizable to you. So I am just going to put the days at the bottom here. And then each day I do one of these habits, I'll just fill in a square with one of my Mildliners that I decide to use for that month. And that's how it's going to work. So I think it'll be really, really easy. And I like this just to kind of switch things up from what I've usually been doing. Okay, so moving on to mood tracker now. This one's actually a lot easier because I just have these little smiley faces at the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the days of the week here. And then I have a couple of kites that I will just draw in here. And I think these kites, I'm actually not going to color them only because this spread is already going to be very colorful. This one I might. We'll see once I'm done here. But if I'm going to be filling in all the little dots on this one, I might just leave this one blank. It's going to be colorful enough. Okay, so on the day, it depends what my mood is going to be. So this one is going to be angry. This one is going to be really sad. This one's just going to be somewhat sad. And this day, I always include this one now. It's meh. This one is happy. This one is very happy with a big toothy grin. And this one, I kind of made this new, and that's going to be silly because I have silly teeth on it, and I thought that was just kind of cute. So I am going to, again, use my faux lettering, and I'm just going to write mood tracker at the top of the page, and we are done. So I might, like I said, just kind of give these a quick color in to make it a little bit colorful. These kites with the 4 colors are very, very simple. And I just like these ones because then I can use my 4 basic colors that I kind of chose for this month. And you know what, I was inspired, so I'm just going to color these ones in as well. And there we go. So these 2 icons, I will try to figure out what they are after. I just don't know what they are right now, and that's okay. Okay, so this next spread, I only put 2 kites for decoration on this page because, again, I need a really wide blank page. This is going to be my video ideas, and I'm actually just going to switch things up and use a green marker now. So again, this is another Staedtler Tri Plus fine liner, but I'm going to use green. Okay, so now we're getting to the second last spread. So again, I'm just decorating a tiny bit. This is going to be my brain dump page. So let us go back to the original orange and blue, and we're just going to, again, I know I've been doing a lot of foligraphy in this spread, but for some reason, I kind of like how it looks better. I find that I can get more precise lines, and I really enjoy the way it looks not colored in. I don't know if that's... It's just, I really like how it looks. So we're just going to go with it for this month. And just so you guys are aware, I really, now that I have like a new setup for my camera and I just have, I feel like a better view so you guys can see better and then you're not jumping all over the place. I'll be able to do more hand lettering, and I want to not just different styles, because I'm still kind of learning myself, and so it's not necessarily different styles, it's definitely my style, and I really want to share with you all of the different brush pens that I have. Brush pens and hand lettering has kind of become a little bit of a passion for me lately, and I kind of use it the same way that I use my journaling. So honestly, journaling kind of makes me feel better. Sometimes I feel like introspection is better in a way, because then you're not putting any of those negative feelings on anybody else, which is it's kind of nice. And then also you can kind of go back and reread what you wrote and just kind of see, okay, well, why was I feeling like that? And I don't know, like you guys already know, if you have watched my previous videos, I journal a lot. I go through a journal every 20 days or so. Although lately my current journal has been taking a lot longer because it is summer and I spend a lot of my time outside. So I haven't actually been journaling as much as I would in, say, winter. Just finishing up here. And then I will be doing a weekly spread. And when I say a weekly spread, I used to do them much differently than I do now. And actually, as you'll see next week, it's a little bit of overkill because I do my weekly in my happy planner as well. So I'm still kind of like, I need to let my bullet journal weekly spread go, and I'm just not ready to do that. So you will see in a minute. And when we kind of walk through my happy planner planning for the entire week, you'll see what I mean. A lot of it is repetitious, and I don't need two different areas where I write the same thing down. It's such a habit ingrained into me right now, and I just can't really seem to let it go. Okay, so this is kind of my weekly setup for the week. Let's see here. I want to share this with you guys, and I'm going to try to write it as neat as I possibly can. So I'll do some in orange and some in blue, and I think we're going to add the green in there as well, just so we have a different color. So this side here is my events. So all I literally do for this is I write lines so there's enough space for 7 spots from Sunday to Saturday. And let's write this box in blue. Okay, so some of it I will write in black and blue and green and orange, just to liven things up a bit. Events, okay, so that's for events, and let's write the days of the week here on the side. So Sunday, Monday, and if I was to do this all in black, I would spruce it up using my Mildliners just to give it some color. Friday, Saturday. Actually, let me share with you my last weekly. So this one obviously starts Sunday, and today is Wednesday that I'm going to be filming this, and I'm going to post it for you guys Thursday, so hopefully tomorrow. I just want to share my last weekly. So right here. So in this respect, I actually added washi tape because I'd already had washi tape for my dailies. But this is basically the same thing. So I put my events, my meal plan, things to do, grocery list, and the weather, and then any other notes if I like have extra room. And again, this is pretty much the same information that I have been putting in my, honestly, my happy planner. So again, it's just a matter of me letting go of this, and I haven't been able to yet. So this is why we're going to continue until I am ready. So here I am, just switching up the colors a tiny bit. And I think I'll do the meal plan in black, and we will do this part in green. And sometimes if it's just a small box, I just put the letter of the day of the week instead of the entire day because we don't have enough room. Okay, and now for things to do this week, I will do that in green, and again I'm going to do this part in black. In groceries, I will go back to the orange and the blue. So I do actually have this cute little washi tape that has kites on it, but I can't find it. So before we actually go and start the daily, I won't actually start this until Sunday morning. And Sunday morning will be my first filming of using my happy planner in tandem with this system that I've created for myself. So I will find that washi tape, I will use it on that day, and I will show you what I am talking about because I'm really excited to share this with like the world. And I think it's really, really cute. I like it a lot. And again, I know that this page that I'm doing right now will be overkill. You'll see what I mean when I get to Sunday, but I'm just kind of happy doing it right now. And you know what? I always say you should do what makes you happy, right? So this is what I am doing. So I do a little weather chart here. And even though the weather does change day to day, I've really been liking to track it because especially for camping or events that, you know, you kind of do more in summer rather than in winter, it's nice to kind of know what is going to happen, whether it's going to be sunny all day or if it's going to be kind of overcast and cloudy, or even if, for instance, like, well, specifically the temperature, but the problem here in Alberta is that our temperature changes quite drastically. So, you know, Sunday they might say, oh yeah, like Friday is going to be 30, and then all of a sudden it changes to 20. So this is more of a guide. It's not like absolute. I usually just check the weather each day anyway, but I just like to track it. So I will continue to do that. And we're going to outline weather with orange. All right. So that is it. So it is very simplistic. I know that there's not really any decoration on this page, but that is what the remainder of my spreads are for. And honestly, this has been working. I really like doing the dailies the way I have been doing them, as opposed to having like a whole spread where you already have a specific amount of space to write information in for each day. I find it very limiting. And the way I've been doing it now, I find that I can just make my list as big as I want to. And I will actually show you. I think you probably caught a glimpse of it. But if I go back to this page here, so for instance, so here's my weekly, and this was for like this current week. So right now we are on Wednesday, and here we are. So this is my huge list to do for today, and obviously it takes up almost half a page. So the fact that I would limit myself to a whole spread for an entire week, it wasn't working for me anymore. I needed to change it up, and until this kind of stops working for me, I will continue to do it this way. So let's do a final flip through of this month. I'm actually so excited, you guys, because I really, really like this. So here is the title page. Very simple. Here's the monthly calendar. Is my event calendar for my calendar, personal life, and for YouTube. My dream log. My doodle page, habit tracker and mood tracker, video idea page, brain dump, and lastly, my weekly spread. So until Sunday, you guys, I hope to see you there. Please join me. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button down below to be notified every time I post a video. That way you will not miss next Sunday's video. And I'm very excited to share that with you. And we will be using a variety of different stickers, some from the Happy Planner company, but also some from Cyan Designs. So that will be fun. And also I will bring out some washi tapes that kind of match my kite theme. So until next time, you guys, have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you soon.